Hello again, Scrappy fans. How are we all today? Here I have another layout for you, a 12 by 12 one this time, documenting some very special little furry friends in our family. So my little bunnies. The white one is Yoda, and the dark chocolate one you can see is Kylo. Yes, Star Wars fans. And we also have adopted two more since these photos were taken and printed, which was like mid last year. So we have 4 bunny boys in my house, and today I'm just sharing with you a 12 by 12 layout for our family album, documenting these two. When we got these two bunnies, we did get them at separate times. Yoda was younger than Kylo. Yoda was our first bunny. Anyway, so I am doing a bit of mixed media on this, and I'm attempting the packaging technique. Now, I had gessoed my paper, applied some white gesso to it a few days before this was actually filmed. It took me a couple of days to get this layout finished. And I am, as I said, giving it a go. Had a bit of Heidi shine in a dark bluey green, I think it's navy or something colour. I'm not great with this packaging technique. I am still trying to perfect it, and I think when I do the second go with the Distress Ink spray, I actually managed to do it a bit better. I think I smoosh it a little bit too much with the plastic. I might need to find myself or cut this bit open so it's a bit larger piece. I sprayed my paper first with a bit of water, and then, as you saw, sprayed it onto the package, and then sprayed again a little bit more water just to make it move around the page a bit better. I've chosen these colours. I don't really know why. It's not coordinated as such with the colours in the photo, but I guess maybe went for that sort of masculine type look, with this layout being that they are 2 male bunnies. I guess that's what I went for. And I am using some of the last pieces in my Kitaholic January kit. So everything but the gold heart on here was actually in that kit. So anyway, here we go. So I sprayed a bit more of that Distress Ink, greeny coloured Distress Ink onto the page, just because it didn't spread enough across. So need to go back and review how to do this technique better. But anyway, we all live and learn. And I decided to go in and do some more splatters on the page just to make them pop out, I guess the colour to pop up a little bit more. And I ended up changing my mind. I went to go with the Distress Ink, but it's a lighter green than this. I actually think this one's is like the dark navy colour in the Heidi colour shine. So just putting that aside, letting it dry. And as you saw at the beginning, I had already pre-done the layering for these photos, the paper layers I wanted to use behind the photos. And as I said as well, this photo, so it's now Monday, and I started this Friday morning, and then have just been waylaid on the weekend and not got any more scrapping time in to finish this off, so I decided that I would try and get it done today. So just using some double-sided tape to stick down my layers. These papers themselves are actually just from my stash, and again, I just went for some blues and darker sort of colours just to give it a bit of a masculine-y kind of look. And also with the layers, I've gone for sort of a darker, lighter, darker kind of contrasting colours, just so that they stand out a little bit better. Now, I fight with this double-sided tape, and whilst I was doing this video, I just laughed, because I was like, really, any other time my adhesive decides to play up and I can't get it to peel off properly. And yeah, I think I edited out a whole piece with the gold doily where I just fight with it. Anyway, so I do pop the photo up, both photos up, with some of the foam tape, again just to bring them up out of the layers a little bit more and add a bit of dimension underneath the layers. I don't usually do a lot of layering on my 12 by 12 layouts, but I've decided that I wanted to try some new techniques that I've seen done, have played with, and you know, toyed around with the idea, but I haven't done myself. So I guess sort of a little bit of some challenges, step outside my normal realm of comfort with scrapbooking, I guess, and just to keep the spark going and creativity flowing. And the little hand you can see is my 3-year-old who was supposed to be asleep, who wasn't, and who kept coming back and forth and back and forth. And if you've listened to the previous video, the voiceover for that was recorded just before I did this video for this layout. So you can hear me, or hear her even, in the background asking for mummy or singing Paw Patrol, I think. Anyone else's little ones loving Paw Patrol? My little Hannah Bear, she loves our Paw Patrol. So just trimming down this photo because I wanted those colours in the background here just to stand out, just to give it the lines, especially the bold white and blue, dark blue kind of lines. I just wanted them to stick out a little bit more, and the photo itself was going to cover it. And again, I just wanted to have the dark light kind of contrasting colours in the layers as well. And being that Kylo is our darker bunny, and this photo is obviously a bit dark, I wanted to make sure that you could see he stood out. So just tidying up there, as you can see. And working out what's going to happen next, I guess. Alright, so just fiddling around while I waited for my cardstock to dry. And that's just a white piece of, I think it's American cardstock, I think. And these are the last two 12 by 12 pieces of paper that I had left from the January kits. I wanted to use them. I wanted to try and use it up. So I'm trying to fiddle around with which ones I wanted. Now, I did edit out where I fuss around with what was going to be used, whether it was in the backing or whether or not, yeah. So in the end, I decided to cut some little triangle-y kind of pieces to angle on the page. The original plan for this in my head, when I say plan, what I'd seen for these photos in my head, didn't include these, but a random thought after watching some YouTube videos the other night, I thought, yep, I think I'm going to add these to it, get them used up. Plus there's some really nice colours. I really like this blue one that you can see here with the different colour blues on it. So I just put the other one to the side, and yeah, away I go. And again, I show you this bit, but it did take me ages for placement on these large pieces, these cutouts. I wanted to look a bit funky. As I said, I was trying to do something a bit different from my sort of style of scrapbooking. Yeah, so I spend ages, you know, a good 5 minutes, I'd say, maybe a bit more, fussing around with where those pieces and that heart was going to go. I did a big clean out on Sunday and reorganised my scrap space and found these gold doily hearts I'd brought ages ago, and I think they're either Kmart or the Reject Shop, I think. Not really use them, so I've decided that I was going to use it for this one because I love my bunny boys, and I thought it was just appropriate, as well as making it sort of stand out, add the gold to the page so it stood out a little bit more, the pictures and things. So yeah, you'll see me fiddle around here, and then it'll cut to me basically, I think, starting to having a final decision. There we go. So this is my final placement for them, I think. Yep, so just, yep, now I just got it. I have to decide where this heart's going to go. So, and usually for me, if I've done a mixed media background, I want it to be seen. I don't generally cover it up like I have here, but then I guess that's because I just sort of went with what my head was saying at the time as opposed to what I'd planned 3 days ago. I think we do that a lot in scrapbooking. You have a bit of an idea, but then the creative juices start flowing and things can take on a mind of its own. So just adhering these now with some double-sided tape. I do know some people that use hot glue guns and things on it because they do say that sometimes the sticky doesn't stick. I haven't had an issue, nothing's coming off, so touch wood, and it'll go into my album soon, so should be all good. And staying blades. And I did end up zapping my cardstock a bit with the heat gun just to get it dried quicker, because I'm impatient and I was on a time frame to try and get this layout done. I'd had in my head what I wanted to do, so I just wanted to get it done. It's been sitting on my desk for days. And I can't start another project until I've done the one that's laying out ready to be started. So hence no scrapbooking as well. So I got done because this one couldn't get done because I haven't had time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm making a bit of an epic fail here. And I knew it as soon as I started sticking down and thought, no, she'll be fine. So I stuck down the double-sided tape, as you can see, and I do cut this bit out too. I fight with it. In the end, it actually starts to rip the back of it, and I got so frustrated. So I come in with my double-sided roller tape and, the removable glue runner, and just use that to stick it down and hope for the best. So, yes, I was lucky it didn't actually rip the doily really much at all. It just started to pull the backing paper up. So, now I'm pretty certain I gave the thumbs up a little bit back there because I'd had the placement of my photos and all the rest of it, what I wanted to do. And then I forgot. So, I had to play around again. Hence the use of the removable glue running tape, because in case I will decide to move my pictures, as you can see, I do fiddle around. I did want that triangle piece in the corner there, the bottom corner, to stick out a little bit, just because I really liked the pattern and the colours and everything just fitted really well. There's that frame. If you've been watching my videos, you've seen that this frame has been the bane in my existence. I've been trying to make it fit, but I just can't do it. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure I will at some point. So these ephemera pieces are from the Kitaholic Kits January kit, as I said. So there's some little phrased banner things there and other bits and pieces. So just going through and deciding what works a bit, and I do stick with that door shape down that bottom left corner there, and I'll explain in a little bit why that is. Alright, so now you can see I just fiddle around with the placement of all my ephemera pieces, and even this took me a bit to work out what I wanted where. I don't know why. I think because I had in my head I wanted to do something a bit different, and I had no real sort of plan as such. It took me a bit longer to figure out where everything was going. Now these are funny little archway things. I used one in a previous spread I've done, and again you had to take all the pieces out of the middle. I assume that's what you had to do. So yeah, I do fiddle around with taking only half of it out and then deciding, no, I'll take all of it. Then that little word banner there, I tried to slide in between the little, I guess you could call window frames. And I really like how this looks, the white frame piece there. Arch or whatever you want to call it. So I think I sort of play around and I'm happy now with most of everything. There's my little hands. If only she was being helpful. It's very cute, but she really wasn't. She wanted mummy's attention. So just stick that down with my Tombow glue. Now just journaling on this little tag piece, or this little banner piece, and at the top it says memories, and I just journal, adopting Yoda then Kylo was the best thing, love our bunny boys. So just pop that down with some double-sided tape again. Saved you the my big head in the way of journaling there, all the journaling. And I stuck that banner journaling tag a little bit too far down, so the paper piece there that's on the angle behind Yoda, the white bunny, sort of covered it a bit and it was bothering me, so I tried to sort of ruffle it up and it didn't look right. As you'll see in a minute, I come in with my scissors and just cut it off a little bit and then stick the the banner over the top which says "A Perfect Day." Right, just moving on to the next part, which is just popping this down, which just says, this little circle piece that just says "Remember this." I'm not a bunny. It was never a bunny person. I have to admit, it was Adele from Inky Quill. I loved watching her with her bunnies and realised how friendly they can actually be and how lovable. I didn't have a great experience with bunnies and guinea pigs when I was a child, not as my own pets, but as someone else's. And from then on, it just, yes. So yeah, and I fell in love with them. So as I said, we rescued Kylo. And then the two new bunnies that we got, which aren't so new, they've been here for a fair few months now, Apollo and Mr. Whiffles, we rescued from the RSPCA. They had been dumped, so quite sad stories, but yeah, they don't all generally get along at times, but yeah, Kylo is older than Yoda, and I find that when one of the other bunnies from the other bonded pair, he decides that he wants to pick a fight, Kylo usually jumps in and makes sure that, you know, Yoda's not the one that's being taken on. It's very cute. Alright, so yeah, and I did pop some journaling on that door piece, and it says, "Through our door and into our hearts." And I actually didn't think of that until I stuck it down and thought, why do I have a door here? And that was why. So I thought that was pretty cool. Add some little enamel pieces that are from Enamel Dots from the We Are Memory Keepers set we got in the kit for January, as well as some blue sequins and a little wood veneer heart. And now I think I'm just popping more sequins around and things. Yeah, wasn't sure if I liked this, and even now looking at it, it sort of all blends in quite well, but I wasn't sure about the two sequins at the top of the little door there, but they were stuck and that's where they were staying, so be it as it may. And just another word piece from the ephemera pack. It just says "Beautiful." And just popping some, those Corbett Creation wood veneer hearts in my little arch door frame piece there. I'm just working on a bit of a cluster down the bottom. So layering and clusters and embellishment clusters aren't something I'm prone to doing. I don't know why. I'm not the actually most creative person by nature, despite the fact I do this. But yeah, so again, I've been trying to work in my head on having some little embellishment clusters across some of the layouts and even the project life spreads I do. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. Lots of YouTube watching for ideas. But I think this one ends up working quite well. The colours all contrast really well together, the blues and the greens and things. I think I fight with more adhesive then. The runner wouldn't work. Now I just cut a phrase piece that says "My Happy Place." That's just from the January printables. And I just stick that on across here as well. More bling. Another sequin. Oops, that one doesn't want to stick. It sticks to my finger instead. Now what? The little fingers go there. My title, of course. So the white thickers that came in the kit. At first I wasn't sure I was a big fan of the white thickers because I thought I don't know how they're going to go with layouts, but they've actually come in quite handy. So I just put the title. I've decided my title for this is Bunny Love, for obvious reasons. Now usually I spell the words out. I actually do the same as someone else I've seen doing, Chrissy, spell them out on my hand using the stickers, especially tiny ones. But being that this sticker pack is new and I haven't used a great deal out of it, I figured that all the letters were there. Usually it's if I'm unsure if all the letters are still in the pack. just looking to see whether or not there's anything else I could add to it. Contemplated a hashtag Bunny Love, and then thought, no, let go on with it. Now on my desk now I have, with a bit of rearranging, I now have a basket that has, I've changed it to past pieces and other pieces of things that seem to get lost in amongst my stash that I really like. So these Hello Love heart stickers that were given to me, I want to use them a bit more. So I've left them out in this basket on my desk. And there's a couple of Project Life cards I found that I like for whatever reason. I think there's a pink one, Amy Tan one, that says together. I just really like the look of it. So I've just left it out so I can track it down easier when I'm doing another layout with bread. And these lovely gold foil type stickers. I love these stickers. Absolutely love them. They're from DIY Shop. I brought them at Spotlight. I think I've said that in one of my previous videos. Now this pack's nearly gone, and then I'm up to the next one. So I may have to do, hint hint, another trip to Spotlight. What a shame. To get me some more. So I just pop some down. I think one says joy, one says keeper, and the other says hello, which the hello is just popped underneath the photo of Yoda, who's sitting up having a bit of a squiz at everything. So this piece in the heart, the gold doily heart, wouldn't sit properly, so I just glued it down. Not that it probably mattered too much. So we're at the end now, and I'm just going to do some close-ups. I do hope you enjoyed this 12 by 12 layout, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up below, and if you want to leave me a comment, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you soon with another process video.